I started this whole thing and then I just lost it. Uh-oh. You know what that means? You guys need to let go of whatever you're attached to that's keeping you from the next trajectory in your life. That's what that means. That's what's coming through. I got all sentimental about the cards and the message that was coming through and really attached to these two cards from the Native American Oracle deck that I got, and I loved the message that was coming through in the cards there. And, you know, it felt really comforting to hear. And I feel like that's exactly why that happened. You guys are being pushed out of your comfort zone. So anyway, all right, so I'm continuing where I left off, and it just seems unnatural to you guys because you have no idea that I already started filming, and I, for whatever reason, and I literally said at the beginning of this, at the beginning when I started recording, how I believed there would be some malefic spirits coming through because I was asked to do a Ganesh mantra chant before I started. I was told to break everything out: the white sage, the Palo Santo, and the frankincense. Okay, when Spirit says bust out with the frankincense, some shit about to go down. Oh. And then I had my bloodstone out on the table, and my obsidian and my hematite for protection, and my rose quartz so that I could divinely guide this without the malefic spirits telling you any messages whatsoever, just from Spirit. Yeah, burn the heck out of some sage and some frankincense. And sure enough, those malefic spirits, they were like, well, you can't control the camera. Boop, look at me. They let me know too. They let me know that that was coming, honestly. So we'll start at the beginning. Hi, Cancers. Hi, Cross Watchers. I'm Sharon, Intuitive Empath. Welcome to ProjectFEVtarot and more. I'm going to be doing and channeling Cancer's love reading for the month of, or the rest of the month of April, end of April reading. So from here until the end of April. And then sometime in the next week here, I'm going to be starting to do May's readings. So basically, some of you guys are going through some pretty dense, dark energies. What I was picking up is some previous black magic. I don't even know if I believe in black magic, but that's coming through, and it makes me wonder, like, why am I getting that? If it's not true or real or some kind of way about it. So I'm gonna look into that and maybe take that a little more seriously. That's never come up in a reading before. Also, just dark, dense, intense energy. And I feel like you guys have been trying to hide deeper and deeper into your shell, avoidance, passive aggressive behavior, deflection of blame, hiding in your, not just your space, but getting into drinking and drugs and anything you can to escape these energies because you can't turn it off. And you've actually seen this kind of coming up the pike. You've seen this. You've felt it. You knew it was on its way. And for whatever reason, this particular group of Cancers, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But for this particular group of Cancers, I feel like you guys haven't really prepared yourselves. Because usually what happens is you just tuck into your shell and wait it out. And then when it's optimal, you come out, and if someone tries to pull you out of your shell before you're ready, you just give them a claw and let them know. Well, I think that you've given too much claw, and your new claws have not regenerated, and now you're just being picked at. You're literally just being like told, this is going to happen. You're going to have to deal with this one way or another. No more avoidance. Shit or get off the pot, basically, is what's coming through. And I'm sorry, that's tough energy. And I wish that I were a sugarcoater, but I'm not. I'm not a sugarcoater. I like to just speak the truth as it is and move on with it. like literally no judgment. A lot of people are triggered by some of the things that I say. And I wish there were a way to express that I don't say it the way that other people would use those words, but I'm limited because there's only so many words in the English language that everybody collectively understands. So while there might be words that would be better, they're probably not words that people use in everyday conversation. And I don't want to necessarily have to define words and explain what they are because it deters from the point. So it may seem like I lack tact when I'm delivering you the truth, and I apologize if that triggers anybody. It's not my meaning to trigger you guys, but I do feel like this is shit energy right now. This is shit energy. Heavy, dense shit energy. And you guys are trying to avoid feeling any of it. Serious avoidance going on right now. This is going to be detrimental. Any avoidance of what's happening and what you're being brought into to deal with, detrimental. I really feel that. Like you guys are just, you know, you can't avoid certain things. You can't avoid without significant pain and suffering. Okay, you have to do the work that you're called to do, that you're here to do. So, yeah. Yep. So I was divinely led to pull out some Native American oracle cards, and I don't know who this will resonate with, but we'll go back to the drawing board. So with these cards, I'm just going to reshuffle so that you guys can see that it's authentic. Okay. I didn't pull these cards before. I was shuffling live on the camera, kind of explaining that this is a new deck for me. I haven't studied it. I've done that deliberately because I want the messages to be authentic. I want you to understand that they're coming from spirit and they're channeling through me, and that they will still resonate with you. For the most part, they should. If it correlates with the reading, it should resonate. And I usually do these on the tail end, but spirit has guided me to do that up front, and has multiple cards from this deck for you. I usually only pull one as like a kind of like a send-off message, but you guys are really going through something and about to embark on a journey that is going to require all of your involvement, participation, presence, energy. Okay, especially because it involves a lot of change, a lack of security. You're about to face the illusionary self. And it's not going to be nice. I feel like you guys have some karmic stuff. The group that I'm channeling and tapping into, karmic stuff. Okay, but ascension is kind of like flight. Okay, when you get on a plane, there's a weight limit. Okay, you cannot bring everything that you feel and remember being sentimental about cancers. And if I know anything about cancers, and I do, I was raised by two of them, and cancers have been naturally drawn to my Scorpio nature. Okay, Malefic, that's enough. Drawn to my Scorpio water pretty much my entire life. Okay, so Cancer relationships are pretty prevalent. I feel that behind me, whatever that is. Ooh, I'm protected, you guys. So I'm feeling like I'm just going to keep channeling this message, but there's a weight limit. Just know that it's here. Okay. Protect yourselves. If you don't know how to protect yourselves, do a tap into Ganesha. You can YouTube a Ganesha chant. Don't watch the rest of this video right now until you've done a protection, because there are definitely there are malefacts here. There are. Yeah. As I say that, the teepee comes out, and I'm feeling led to show you the teepee card. We'll get back to why. I don't know why. but there's some correlation between the malefics protecting yourself, the TP card, and what's happening right now. If you're into chakras, it's heart chakra activation that I feel right now. There's a dense energy piercing through to the back of my chest. I feel like the energy coming through is stabbed in the back. Some of you guys have been stabbed in the back. Tightness right in the base of the spine. So some of you guys have not been upright in your dealings and in the way that you've handled things, not just with your avoidance, but passive aggressive behavior has definitely played a part in some of this not being very, you have not represented your integral self very well. So I feel like I can't hold up my weight. My strength is kind of punched in the gut, you know, like almost like the air has been knocked out of me. My wind has been knocked out of me. Kind of feeling through this process. I feel lots of anxiety, a lack of focus. Yeah. Some vision changes, visual changes, depth perception issues a little bit right here. Okay. So you guys may need to clear whatever these negative energies are. I feel like they're karmic. I feel like they're residual. I feel like if you've reincarnated, you've brought them from a past life. They've followed you here because you need to pay the piper. Like you've been trying to avoid them or get away from them. I feel like they're like mafia bookies or something, you know, kind of like that spiritually. They're just going to keep following you until you kind of face them. You can't keep being on the run. Can't. Okay. Wow. I'm going to clear that, tap back into my own energy channel from the divine so that I can give you guys a clear message. Like I said, no malefic involvement. Release. Ooh. Okay. So, bloodstone, rose quartz, bloodstone more so, pulling lots and lots of energy from the room, the bloodstone. Yep, definitely some malefic energy going on with you guys. Something's going on. So let's see what we got going on here. So the first card that came out is the number 1. It's the heavens. Okay, this is the destiny card. The heavens, let me show you too. This is the deck that I'm using, Native American Oracle cards. Like I said, it's a new deck. I haven't studied it. I've been doing it deliberately so that you can see the authentic message that comes from spirit channeled through me and not my message, okay? So you guys know this isn't a deck that I'm necessarily attuned to yet, and I haven't connected a relationship with it. I'm still getting to know it. Destiny, the heavens unfold across the sky like a sacred book, revealing universal truths and specific destinies. In the book of the heavens, we find access to the mind, the wisdom, and the laws of the Creator. From this infinite throne, the earth is nourished with rain, and transgressors may be struck by lightning. Okay. The stars spell out stories and guide precise rituals. Okay. So yeah, we're picking up on something as far as like rituals or past karmic baggage. And what that has to do on the process of ascension is it's like a flight. There's a weight limit for baggage. And you guys are in a period where you have to release your psychological and emotional connections to your sentimental things that are keeping you from getting on the flight, essentially. And you feel this pressure because it's time to get on the damn flight. Like yesterday, okay? So in this kind of little avoidance type thing that's been going on here, now you guys are like in a rush. You feel pressured. I feel that. I feel like a lot of energy to like, I got to make a decision. I got to figure this out. I got to do this. I gotta. Okay. But I feel like you guys have been getting signs and symbols and warning signs, and not necessarily warning signs, but you guys have been made aware that this is coming. So this isn't blindsiding you. You guys have seen this up the pike and you're like, oh, I still have time. Oh, I still have time. Oh, it's too uncomfortable to deal with. I think I'm just going to tuck into my shell. And, you know, destiny is like, knock, knock. Guess what? You got to come out now. Oh, goodness. The moon measures time and illustrates the journey of life from birth to death and all the changes in between. The sun illuminates the world, rendering the details of the heavens invisible, but helping us to see the earth and all around us, which is also a sacred book. Message. Step back, look at the big picture, and let time unfold without meddling. Keywords: changes, certainty, truth, harmony, hope, creativity, beauty, rebirth, renewal, and destiny. And I'm really focusing on changes, rebirth, renewal, and destiny. So, yeah. I feel like this might be a part of the spiritual ascension process for some of you, if it resonates, where you're about to go through or are in the dark night of the soul. And if you haven't recognized it because you've been trying to tuck into your shell and you're not doing the work, it's really kind of attracting these malefic energies where it's like, okay, if you're not going to comply with this process, then guess what? We're going to crack your shell. Sorry if this is triggering. I'm not meaning to be mean or lack in tact, but you guys, you're literally being kicked out. You're being kicked out. It's happening. Something's happening. And I know that this is supposed to be a love reading, but this is an overall energy of what's happening either in the relationship or happening with you that's preventing you from connecting in your relationship and has a significant effect on your love life. It seems like the relationship that you really are needing to work on is the one with yourself right now. Self-healing. And it's time to get on the flight. And you have to kick that emotional and psychological baggage, because you cannot take everything with you. All these sentimental memories that you have, whether they're good or bad, you know, sometimes you just gotta kick it to the curb. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to say this correctly, and I apologize for that, but I'm gonna do my best, okay? Taikomo. Let me just show you the word so you can look it up for yourself. But that's the card. 16 correlates with the card. Taikomo, god of rain. Gestation. Taikomo was once upon a time a creator god who was called he who sewed up the world. He arose from foam, from water, the only thing that existed. For the Californian yokai, Taikomo is he who walks alone, and so he created the world. After creating the world, including humans, and giving them language, he ascended to the skies and lives as an old wayfarer, a pilgrim of the heavens, detached from the lives of humans. When it rains, whenever life is nurtured and brought forth, we are reminded of his great gifts. So the message is, let the waters of your heart burst forth and nourish the world around you. Give with no expectation of repayment. Keywords: gestation, solitude, fertility, tears, cleansing and healing. And I feel like cleansing and healing and tears are coming through, particularly with solitude there, okay? So you guys are in a period of solitude. It's universe inflicted solitude, okay? You might feel like it's happening because you're choosing it, but it's not. It's bigger than you. It's much bigger than you, okay? When you have a God come up in a situation like this to explain everything, you know, this isn't an artifact. It's not a relic. This is a God. It represents something bigger than you and all of creation, okay? And then you had the Destiny card come up, which is basically the Wheel of Fortune, and plays a role in how all of this is going. So the configuration that happened next is these two cards came out, and they're together. So I'm going to combine the energies of these cards and what their meanings are for the reading, starting with the TP, which is 21. The TP is protection. TPs are dwelling places that provide warmth in winter, coolness in summer, and protection from rain. In addition, I feel like Spirit this is the card that we were brought back to when I was sensing that malefic energy. And I think I may have said protection. I don't remember now. Yeah, I think I did. I think that's what happened is it was like, okay, pay attention to this because it's about protection. And you are protected is the overall theme, Destiny, and the card that came out first was the first card of the whole entire deck. So in addition, they can be disassembled and moved when needed. As a symbol, it speaks of protection and the presence of the heavens that watch over the earth. Teepees are often consecrated with a ritual and so become a sacred space within which the divine is manifested. The central supporting pole, made of cedar or poplar wood, indicates the inner centering and connection with the divine spirit that is achieved by participating in rituals. Okay. Message. When faced with adversity or a seemingly unsolvable situation, retreat to a safe place, literally and metaphorically, and wait out the storm. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Because remember, the message that's really coming through is you're being pushed out of your safe space. What you think is your safe space. The divine is kind of going, you're not protected there from what's coming. You can't do the same thing that you always do and what you are in habitual patterned behavior. Okay, so that's what we got going on. So we've got the card 14 come through, Cacopoly, the Demiurge. Oh, Lord. These words are so big. Okay, Risk. Cacopoly is the young god of music and fertility. His flute, a phallic symbol, evokes and promotes fertility in both the fields and in the animal kingdom. As he plays his flute, snake or sexual energy wakens and the natural forces of the world stir to life. Cacopoly's consort was also honored as the mother of the divine race. All children born with special talents are descended from her. We are reminded that whenever we step into our personal power or gifts, we are tapping into the powerful energy of Cacopoly. We can never be quite sure what the results will be or what energies we will awaken, just that those results will unfold quickly. Okay. So I feel like you guys you're not being called into your protection. You're being called into divine protection because you're being called to step into your power. This seems to be a consortium. Okay, so the general collective energy seems to be of that's, you know, people have been stepping into their power or stepping up into their divine roles with or without their divine counterparts. If you haven't done the work, and you didn't ascend, guess what? Okay, so your last card is 31, and it is the totem. This is belonging. A totem is similar to a heraldic emblem of family or clan. It may be a simple pole carved with the mythical story of a people. A totem can also include plants and animals and may be used to tell a story marking a specific event that is meaningful to a group or in some other way describe a collective identity. Sometimes they are revealed during rites of passage or initiation via a vision. Totems represent the powers and protections provided by being part of a group, as well as the responsibilities and obligations of all members of that group. Well, there you go. I think that's literally what we just said, is you're being called into your power. You're being called into the representation of the collective ascension. Okay, so how does that tie into a love reading for the rest of April? Because some of you guys aren't even there. So that was the message for those that are there or are working on that energy. Okay, so we're going to take that and we're going to move right into the tarot. And we're already at 26 minutes, Spirit, so we're going to have to wrap this up. All right. So I feel like we just need to do a simple. You know what, you guys? I think if this goes beyond our like 35-minute mark, I'll just put the rest of it in an extended at a low price or something like that and send you guys the link for the extended. Nine of Swords flipped in the reverse, past position. Yeah. You guys are working through the illusions, trying to find wisdom. That's what that card is. Redefining your core belief system when it's in reverse for me, because the owl represents wisdom. It also represents intellectual expansion. Justice right out of the gates. You guys might be dealing with a Libra. Okay. Okay, there's movement. There's movement. Queen of Wands energy at the basis of the deck. Basis of the situation is Justice with the Four of Pentacles. Okay, this is the card of resistance, particularly emotional resistance. Okay, it's restriction, holding on too tightly to the things that you really need to let go, share, release. Okay, so you guys are not wanting to release what was naturally, let's see, full moon in Libra. We just closed out a full moon in Libra the last few days. That energy has basically revealed the things in your life that are significantly out of balance and you're not letting them go. And this, you feel like it's just too fast, too much, too soon, too fast. You're not ready. You're not ready. You're not ready to do the work. You're not ready to put in the time, effort, and energy. You're not letting go. So there's like this stubborn resistance. Stubborn resistance, it's what's coming through here. Okay. So whatever you guys are trying to achieve or accomplish with regards to this relationship, You got a lot of queens on the table, but the Justice card trumps them all. So no matter what you think you're entitled to, no matter what you think you want, no matter what you're trying to manifest, no matter what you're doing right here, the Justice card is going, we just revealed to you, the universe and all of the powers that be, what you need to let go of. And you need to do the work. If you want a balanced relationship and you want to move away from this Hermit energy, and you want to manifest your Emperor, the Hermit energy is in reverse, okay? Because you could be dealing or have dealt with a Virgo, okay? But you're done with that type of energy, okay? You're not looking for that Virgo situation any longer, okay? I feel what's coming through is you're not, you haven't found your happiness in your happy place, and it's you, okay? This is what I'm picking up, Cancer. You view yourself as the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, okay? This is, I've done so much, I've given so much, and I'm worth so much, and I've loved so much, so much, so much, so much, so much, so much. But this card is like, it's not really as much as you think, okay? This card is like, it's really out of balance. You're out of balance. And the problems that you're having in your relationship are because of your resistance to release, forgive, let go, move on, move past, okay? It's your resistance to take action. It's like, nope, we need to deal with this. And it's already past energies. And you feel like you're not being treated the way you deserve to be treated because of all of these things, but the cards are basically saying, no. Okay? You don't get to define things the way that you want them to be all the time, because this is not about control. This isn't about control. That's why you've got the Nine of Cups energy here and the Three of Swords energy. You're breaking your own heart. And you're trying to, this may not resonate with every Cancer out there, and I understand that, but for who it does resonate with, you're being called out of this stagnation, okay? And cycle it all the way back to the beginning. Okay, you can't bring your psychological and emotional balance with you or baggage with you on this flight. There's a weight limit. You need to let it go. You need to let it go. If you want your Knight of Cups, you know, if you want this emotional, how do I put this, Spirit? Because that's a huge concept. Like, if you want your emotional knight in shining armor to come forward with this world energy, like you want the universe to send you your counterpart, or you want this person that you're with to embody this energy because you really view yourself as the queen of everything, in reality, you're breaking your own heart with your expectations. You're not looking at yourself clearly, okay? That's why the Hermit card is here in reverse with the Nine of Swords in reverse. There's a lack of wisdom. There's a lack of understanding, okay? That's why you haven't moved out of this energy, okay? And I believe that what I'm picking up on as far as the malefic energies is it's like you're kind of attracting and drawing all that to you, and you don't even realize you're doing it. Some of you guys are not realizing. Okay, this is like facing the demands of the ego, the lack of soul searching and the lack of wisdom, okay? Because you see the owls here, it's a symbol of wisdom. He's there, but she isn't even considering what that is. She's just preoccupied with the wands, or the swords rather. Yeah. And it's preventing her from sleeping. She's unrested. There's just, you know, it's unrest. But it's spiritual. Like you guys have to do the spiritual work. It's spiritual unrest, and you're bringing it into your relationship, and it's causing this drama. And it's like, well, what do you want? What do you want, Cancer? What do you want? Like, what do you want your partner to really do for you? Just put up with your crap all the time? You know? Like, what? I mean, really, what do you bring to the table? And I'm sure that there are some Cancers out there that really do a lot. You really do a lot. Okay, but, you know, sometimes that's not the case, you know? Sometimes it isn't. It's not as much as you think. Maybe it is a lot of work for you to do it. A lot of effort and energy that you're putting into it. But that doesn't mean that it's enough. You know, you could be working really, really hard at something and feeling like it's just too much to accomplish. And you want to retreat back into your shell. And, you know, basically you can't do that here. The universe is saying, no, it's a time for action. It's time to get on the flight. You know, the flight is leaving. The flight is taking off. Be on it or don't be on it. It's up to you. But just know that if you're not on the flight, it's because you were over the weight limit and you wouldn't let go of your psychological and emotional baggage. But this plane's taken off. It's leaving. Okay, so I do feel a certain sense of woe is me about this whole thing. Okay, so we're going to get some clarification from the tarot. This is the Renaissance deck. Yeah, I definitely feel this Four of Pentacles is a woe is me. The Devil. Devil card came out for you guys to clarify the Four of Pentacles. So there's some definite unhealthy habits, unhealthy emotional connections that are out of balance. With the Justice here, this is like way, way, way out of balance. And you guys are like, I'm not letting it go. It's important to me. I want it. I want to discuss it. I want to fight about it. I want you to take responsibility. I want. This is an unhealthy shadow side of the Queen of Wands. So are you the Queen of Wands? Yeah, but you're not the healthy side of the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Cups is, you never do for me as much as I do for you. And guilt trip, guilt trip, guilt trip, guilt trip. You should do more for me, blah, blah, blah. You guys, shadow side of the Queen of Cups. So are you the Queen of Cups? Sure. But you're the shadow side. That's what the Devil card is here. Like it's all shadow work. Okay? Queen of Pentacles. In the future position. Where are you headed? Balance. In the real world. So you guys are being called to do the real work, to get real results, and really get your asses on the damn plane. Leave the psychological and emotional bullshit and get your ass on the damn plane. It really isn't that complicated. Okay? If you're dealing with a Capricorn, I did a reading earlier for Capricorn, and they were dealing with a water sign flailing around in panic in 2 feet of water. God, Cappies, and you know what they need to let go of. Moonology, we're going to clarify the Three of Swords in reverse. Trust me, Cancer, I am trying really, really hard to be tactful about the delivery of this because the energies that I felt come through from the beginning were heavy and dense energies. Oh, good. Conclusions are within reach. I hope so, because this is such, I don't care, like Cancer, don't like Cancer, I don't care. This is such heavy energy. Nobody needs to be here. Nobody deserves this. Like, this is so victim mentality, you know, lack of abundance mentality, really some unhealthy attitudes and just some unhealthy, unbalanced behaviors that need to be purged. Purge, 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 purge. But I do see the desire for it, you guys. You guys want to be better. You want to do better. You're trying. And I do see the energy here, but you kind of feel like nothing is working. And as I say that, the universe gives you a message. Luck is on your side. Okay, so even though it feels like nothing's working, nothing that you're doing is working, nothing is bringing the results, actually you're purging and you're learning that this I do for me, and the guilt trip and everything like that from these cards here, it's out of balance, but that's also in the past position. Okay, these energies are on the left side of the reading, which is the past. So if you're moving forward anywhere, it's out of the devil energy. You're facing your devils, you're facing your demons. Dark night of the soul, I think, is what we started out saying. Okay, so let's leave you guys with some positive mantras here moving forward that you guys can do as homework for the rest of the month until I get to May's readings, and we can see where the energy has shifted, you guys, based on your choices and what you've actually done. Like I said, no judgment, no condescension. It is what it is. Clarity. Okay, clarity came out. I feel like we're not done. There's a couple more. So we'll get a couple more cards. Forgiveness. Ooh. Yeah, there it is. Forgiveness. That's a self-acceptance and enjoyment. Okay. So life is not enjoyable for you guys because that came out in the reverse right now. You are not enjoying this process at all. So here's the clarity that you need. You're working through the process of true self. True self, okay? Self-exploration to find out who you really are. Okay? Journey of self-acceptance that comes along with that. Well, in order to get there, you have to forgive yourself of all of the choices that you've made that didn't go right, all of the times that you held on to things that you should have let go of, all of that judgment that you've passed on yourself and others, okay, all of the times that you didn't take responsibility or hold yourself accountable when you needed to, the times that you should have taken action and didn't take action, and the regret ensued, the things that you've kept the abundance and the things that you've kept yourself from in this woe is me attitude. What else is coming through? Just forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Accepting that you've been that way, and Cancers, I've been that way. I've been passive aggressive in my past. I'm Scorpio. I've been very vengeful. And some of my words have been so incredibly biting. Like I have torn people up, okay? Like ground them into a pulp and been very unapologetic about it. And, you know, so I understand what that is. So I'm not sitting here in any kind of, you know, yeah, I'm not on any kind of pedestal whatsoever, you guys. So don't think that just because I'm the messenger and this is the message coming through for you guys that doesn't apply to me. It applies to us all, but particularly for this group of Cancers that I'm channeling right now in your relationships. Like you're bringing a lot of the pain and suffering into this relationship. It's you. It's not the cross watcher. It's you. And I'm sorry to say, but that's just the cycle that you're in with releasing this karmic baggage and this past residual energy that needs to be purged. You guys are resisting this purge for whatever reason. You're doing like a crossed arm thing, and it's just preventing you from seeing things clearly. Okay, clarity came out for you guys. And enjoyment. So you're basically in the way of your own happiness right now. You're affecting that. So clarity is, let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way. And I need to say holy intuition here again, holy intuition. Your inner self and the truest self, not what you think you should do from a place that's in your emotional self or in, so Queen of Wands, shadow side, Queen of Cups, shadow side. Of course, energy has nothing to do with gender. It's masculine, feminine energies, and about balancing those out within yourself and balancing the duality and polarity of that. duality and yeah, moving along. I don't even know what I just said to clarify it anyway. But you have to connect with self in order to get clarity about your truth. And you have to accept who you are fully in that truth and forgive anything that isn't that self in that truth in order to find fulfillment, happiness, and joy. This process is not an enjoyable process. No, it's not. But I have to tell you, it's incredibly liberating. When the wise texts say that the truth is what sets you free, they mean it. This work that you guys are embarking on inside yourself is so incredibly worth it. It's so rewarding, and it's scary and at times intimidating and overwhelming. And there were times where I just was like, okay, Spirit, enough soul work. I need a break, or I'm gonna break down, but I really feel like those were the days when I really broke down that made the biggest impact on the changes that became permanent in my life. The times that I cried out like, I just want balance. Yeah. Striving and pushing makes life into endless hard work. The more you're inviting love to take over, the more enjoyment comes. Allow me to enjoy this life, dear Lord. And I feel like self-acceptance has a lot to do with that. Oh. Did I even read self-acceptance? Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself. When you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, dear divine. So, when you offer your whole being fully to love, self-acceptance arises spontaneously. So this, I feel, is about the key to your enjoyment is to surrender to love. And I feel like the energies that have been coming through here with these queens in the past position and the devil energy with the Four of Pentacles, this has nothing to do with love. None of this is love. This is pain body, past experiences, blame game, ego, passive aggressive, all of it. Control. This is all control. I'm going to maintain my security through manipulation, through lies by omission, through avoidance. Okay, all of these psychological and emotional behaviors that literally just break things down in a relationship. Not fair. You guys have not been fair. And I did I don't know if it was in this video or in the one that I had recorded before that got lost, but I had kind of described some of the feelings that I was having, and my spine right in the middle, when I was channeling your guys' energy specifically, right in the middle, it felt like I had been stabbed in the back and kind of like, yeah, that, that energy it's no bueno. It's just heavy, dense, intense energies that you guys are working through. And I had to burn sage and some frankincense. Spirit had me break out the frankincense, which is, when you're talking about clearing the energy and not burning that after the reading, like Spirit is like, no, burn that before the reading. That's how intense the energies are going to be here. Bring out your protection stones. Get out the bloodstone, the obsidian, the hematite. I was like, oh, what are we going to do? And then I literally felt the malefic energy, and I was like, oh, Cancer. Wow. You guys are channeling your demons. But the good thing about channeling your demons is that they come and they present themselves to you, and then you face them. You face them and you figure it out. Cancer, this is your work. So, yeah, we'll have to check back into those energies. I hope that brings clarity for some of you guys. And at least though these energies are dense and you guys are working through it, like I can't send you a reading that's going to be all like, hey, Cancer, it's going to be so much fun. The dark night of the soul. Woohoo. Like, I can't. I just can't. That isn't even real life. So the more you guys try to, like, you know, I guess you could say drift off into that kind of fantasy realm, or try to isolate and move yourself away from this, the longer it's going to persist, because it is something that you're being called to deal with. So, but you guys must have agreed. You guys must have somewhere inside your subconscious decided that yes, you wanted this. You wanted to be free from these demons. You wanted to be healed from these past energies and hurts, and you wanted to move forward in this relationship, because, you know, I really feel like the relationship is hinging, the success of this relationship and the outcome of this relationship is hinging on whether or not you guys do this soul work. So that came through, like, your energy is here, the relationship is here, but we're not doing like a full on, these two people are not getting along. Cancer needs to work on themselves here, because they're bringing a lot of pain and suffering into the relationship, and it's causing separation in the relationship that doesn't need to be there. Okay, so it's grow up time. It's grow up time, level up time, if you want to look at it that way. But anyway, lengthy reading, you guys. I'm going to be signing off now. Click like if it resonates with you guys, if it was helpful. That way clicking like helps it circulate to help as many people as possible. Subscribe to the channel. That helps the channel circulate to help as many other people with any type of situations they may find themselves in. They can be drawn more to the channel. And then, of course, if you want to get notifications of new content that's uploaded, the little notification bell is there. Go ahead and click that. As always, thank you to my subscribers. I love that you guys are here. Thank you, newbies, for joining. Thank you, cross-watchers, for tuning in. Please be kind and forgiving to your Cancers, but also stern and maintain your own boundaries. And then, if you would prefer, I'm not going to do an extended. It seems like we closed out the reading in enough time. I just let it go a little bit over. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. Also, if you would prefer or like a personal reading, there's going to be information in the description box below. Those are available. You can reach out to me at ProjectFEVtarot@gmail.com. If any of those described packages don't work for you, we can customize something for you guys, okay? So thank you, as always, for tuning in. Namaste.